seeing the nature is so beautiful here, why not get inspired by it and try to paint it? I'm Ivan Berardi. I'm from Italy. I've lived in England for 20 years. A few years ago, my husband and I, we went on holiday to Munster and we fell in love with the Vosges. We came to Germay on holidays because I love snow and I knew that on this side of the Vosges snows much more than on the other side, and we liked it. We say, okay, let's give it a go for a year, and yeah, when we moved here we loved it even more and we decided to stay. Coming to the Vosges because we decided we are privileged to be in the position where we could stop working. I thought, why not? Seeing the nature is so beautiful here, why not get inspired by it and try to paint it? I wouldn't consider myself an artist because I think artists are a bit more in control of what they do compared to me, but it's something I like to do, and not everything I paint is something I like, but every person is different, and something that I don't particularly like is somebody else's masterpiece, so to speak. And that's how I spend my days, really. Painting maybe in the morning, in the afternoon. We are looking after a dog, Nitro, and he needs to be mentioned. And so there are always walks with Nitro. But yeah, it's a gentle way to spend the day. A year after we moved to Germany, we bought a house in La Trinité, which is a little neighborhood higher up on the mountains. And that also felt really much like a community, and we couldn't have been more welcomed, really, and we loved it. The Trinité is called La Trinité because there's a chapel, and because nobody was able to open the chapel and anymore, and because I don't work, I say, well, I live just around the corner, so I can do it for you. It's not a religious building anymore. It's just, for it's a lovely historical place. So that's what I do. I open it every morning, close it every night when I'm there. And I ask the people who are in charge of the chapel if I could have a little exhibition of my work, and which I did last year, and that went very well. And again, I think because of my paintings depicts mostly the reality of Germany, the nature around Germany. I think that's why the exposition was a success. I was surprised, and I think it made me feel even more part of the community, and I'm very grateful for that. Rather than big spaces, I'm more attracted by little corners, little moments, and not because I like details. Not at all. Actually, I'm the opposite. I'm not fussy about details, but I don't know. I like the intricacy of the small things, and probably also because people are responding well to that. Lately, I'm really going small. Like one of my latest paintings was started off with a photograph of a little patch of flowers that were growing in my garden, and from that I made a big painting 1 meter by 1 meter, and that's one of my favorites. So at the moment, that's where I get my inspiration from, but that can change again. I know this is very pretentious, but hey, I'm in France and I can afford it. I call my art jamaiste. I don't know if to say like that, but it's my movement, my current. And that's because whenever I start something, I never know how it's gonna end. What I got in my head, it's never the final result. So never, jamais, and I am a jamaiste. For the time being, the only one, but you never know. When I think of the best achievement in life is to be content rather than be happy, because happiness, I find it's a moment, it's a question of moments. You can be happy for a moment. To be content instead is something that, I don't know, you can carry with you for a longer period of time. It's a state of being, and it doesn't take much to make me content. And what I'm doing, like the way I spend my days, makes me content. I'm pretty much an introvert, so I do love to stay in the house or to go for walks in the forest by myself, with the dog, with Mark, better by myself, and I love that. It makes me content. As I say, I don't need much, and also it makes me happy. That makes me happy when people like the things I paint, because it's a bit of a confirmation of if you want. I think people like to have some confirmations, and that's it for me.